Because, I mean, that's what we're there for. We're there to, like, make people's day with a song if we can. You know, it's like... Or just try to, like, you know, because some people come into a bar to, like, just get away from, like, the realities that are outside of the door. So it's just like, you know, the world's a crazy place. So, you know, if we can make it all fun for all of us, we're like, why not? You know?
Right. Gotcha.
Like, so despite what I said earlier, like, if someone really wants to, like, if someone is dying to hear Freebird or Wagon Wheel or Sweet Caroline, I was like, I will do it. Like, it's not about me. Like, you know.
And you won't just you won't turn it in either. I mean, you won't just do it. You'll do it.
Oh yeah,
in a great way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the fun of it. But I know what you mean, though. I'm a fan of like the Who and all that. And John Entwistle, the best bass player, would say, "Magic Buzz," because for him it was thump thump thump.
Yeah.
There was some thump thump thump. If you knew what he did as they were doing it, that's all he was doing. And he was like, "I just despise that because that's what I'm doing."
Yeah, it's like he was better than that almost.
That song locked him down into that rhythm because that's just what he had to kind of do with that.
Yeah.
I guess. And that was just this thing of hearing that on that end.
Yeah, that's really funny. I mean, it covers like so many things like that. I mean, it's a thing, I guess is the best way to put it.
Now, one of the things I loved to hear you played yesterday was you were rocking some Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
You rock some Johnny Cash for us tonight.
Yeah, do some more Johnny Cash.
Let's do some Johnny Cash. I like that.
Any specific one, or?
Not necessarily. No, those tunes I got kind of into later on in life. Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Man, he was one of those guys. I think, like, after he died, it really opened it. Like in the Walk the Line movie, I think brought in like a whole.
I saw that.
It brought really in a whole new crowd to him, and those American, like the things he did with Rick Rubin, right before he died, the American Originals sessions, like where he did like I Won't Back Down, and just they really opened the door. Like Hurt was on there too.
And matter of fact, I was reading, I don't know what, this morning that somewhere that, well, I was at Franklin, and that's where he ran away with June Cash to their honeymoon, where he eloped in Franklin,
which
Tennessee.
Is funny because it was like, I guess back in the day that was kind of far.
Yeah, so I was there.
Well, if you think about it though, like downtown was like really like a ghost town back then, and then like. There was probably not, like, Brentwood probably wasn't in between back in the day, so, like, that was probably on the way on the outskirts, you know?
Well, it's like in Wisconsin, up in northern Wisconsin, there are a lot of the mobsters up there, John Derringer, the Chicago Boys.
Okay.
That's where they retreated to Wisconsin.
I didn't know.
So you go into those old places, that's what was going on in there, you know?
Yeah.
Up in the northern part, they had a big gunfight with the FBI or whatever, Dillinger. That's where they would hide out in Wisconsin. So all that history is there. And as you're here in downtown Nashville, you think of that. The Johnny Cash and rolling out, you know.
Oh, yeah, and all those guys that used to just, like, walk across, like, because the Ryman is right there, like, off of like, one block, like, half a block up from Broadway.
Right.
So, like, they used to just walk across the street into a bar after the Opry. Like, there was so much that went down back there, you know?
Yeah, so the whole thing happening, it was really, you know, the history down there. So, all right, Johnny Cash, enough of me. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you. In a little cabaret in a South Texas border town, sat a boy in his guitar, and the people came from all around, and all the girls. From there to Austin, he was slipping away from home and putting jewelry on Hawk to take a trip to go and listen here to the little dark-haired boy who played the Tennessee flat-top box, and he would play. Couldn't ride a wrangle and he never cared to make a dime, but give him his guitar, and he'd be happy all the time. And all the girls from 9 to 90, he was snapping fingers, tapping toes, and begging him don't stop, and hypnotized and fascinated about a little dark-haired boy who played the Tennessee flat-top box, and he would play. Then one day he was gone, well, and no one ever saw him round. He'd vanished like the breeze. They forgot him in that little town, and all the girls still talked about him, and hung around that cabaret until the doors were locked. And then one day, on the hit parade, it was a little dark-haired boy who played the Tennessee flat-top box, and he would play.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Very smooth, sounding good. I was looking at some of the other songs you got here, and one of the neat one is The Night Hank Williams Died.
Oh, yeah.
That all came to be in, 2014, I think, is that when that came out? Something like that.
Yeah,
frame.
it's been, wow. Yeah, that seems right.
And that's got a, what is that title again?
The record?
Yeah.
Doggonest Feeling.
Doggonest Feeling,
yeah.
yes.
That was, that thing was, that whole record was such a, definitely way more traditional than I went on this. It's more along, like, it's a whole record of Why Is the Bluebird Blue, almost. It's that same vibe. But yeah, that song, I was a huge fan of Hank Williams Sr. I mean, I think when I really started getting into songwriting, he was kind of a guy that I idolized, still do very much so. But he was probably the biggest influence I had, other than, George Strait and like the Western Swing down in Southwest Texas. But Hank just like he had this presence that I remember the first time I heard his voice. I think the song was Kalijah. My dad was a huge fan of that song and played it, and I was just in it from then on out, and like just couldn't. I always loved. He had such a presence to me.
And to think that, back then with the technology, and you see, I learned through your song a lot of it. He was 27, I think 27,
29 when he died. Yeah,
yeah. Your song, you tell us the year,
yeah.
And that's anything cool about that too, and how you go through that history lesson in '99. Yeah. But he was so young, and the impact. Now I didn't know that. I come from the Who more than the rock and roll side, and when I got to learn through you guys and the influence you've had, that story, how young he was, and the influence, the legacy, Jimi Hendrix, and they all burn out fast. All them guys are just like rocket ships.
Yeah, Jimmy and Janis and Kurt Cobain, and then Buddy Holly was only like 22 or 23.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the legacies that they made, and the impact on that, and again that song that you really brought out. Can you jam that one for us tonight?
The Night Hank Williams Died?
Yeah.
I can do my best, man. I haven't played that one in a while, but I will.
We'll rock it out. I'll have a tip for you real soon.
Nice. On a lonely two-lane highway somewhere outside of town, a man full of misery in a bottle he did drown. He lost the spark that had lived, he lost the will to fire. A legend left a footprint that no one could fill that night. In a Cadillac, a baby blue part of music passed away, headed to the country show that he never gave. Yeah, when it was announced, The world did start to cry from the loss of someone special the night Hank Williams died. Yeah, you can hear the hurt, yeah, you can feel the pain in every line of every song that he will play and sing. A man may have his demons, but he's still got good inside. We lost the music and the man the night Hank Williams died. Well, the small time he was with us, we were left with so much. He made the music what it was with his own special touch. And from that very moment, country music was defined. We were left with the blessing the night Hank Williams died. Yeah, well, you can hear the hurt, yes, you can feel the pain in every line of every song that he will play and sing. Yeah, man may have his demons, but he's still got good inside. We lost the music and the man the night Hank Williams died. So if you're down in Alabama, go stop by and see the stone of Hiram Williams put up in 53. Figure out his age, it'll come up 29. So long ago, but still we know the night Hank Williams died. Yeah, you can hear the hurt, yes, you can feel the pain in every line of every song that he will play and sing. A man may have his demons, but he's still got good inside. We lost the music and the man the night Hank Williams died. Yeah, the night Hank Williams died.
Oh man, that was great.
We did it.
Right off the top of the bat. And you didn't have your... I was joking with you last night or when I see my friends play. You know, I always thought you guys had them all memorized, all them lines. They all have their little tablets now.
Oh, yeah. So, well, the songs that you write are always easier to remember because that's the brain that they came from. But every now and then, man, you gotta, like, I'll be sitting there without my phone. I'm like, man, I don't remember how this verse starts. And, like, so not everybody in the room always knows the song. So it's your, and my dad was recently in town for Thanksgiving, and he was joking with me about this. He's like, remember how mad you used to get when you would forget a lyric to your own song? And I would tell you when we get in the truck on the way home, and it would just make you even more mad. It was like, no one else knew the song, Jeremy. Like, you were the only one who knew that you messed up the lyric. So it's like, as I've gotten more mature, excuse me, I like to, I think about it. I was like, I can have fun with forgetting my own words by just making up new ones. And by the time you make up new ones, you've remembered the rest of the verse. So you're good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't let them know when you're in that moment of unknown.
You can't, man. It's a step back for sure if you do that. Yeah.
And you want to know what? This little thing that I do here is the same thing that I've learned after years of talking and show after show. I've caught myself saying, and I'll stop. And I'll know why I stop. I'll go into these stories of where my friends are playing, or I'll talk about this band, and I don't remember all the bands. So this person, and I can't tell them all. And I'm like, and I've caught myself. Just don't get into that. Yeah. Don't start telling them because I don't know the whole. I only know half of the details.
Yeah, don't step into the whole. Yeah,
right, but I've caught myself. I stop in mid thought, and they don't know that I did because I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's
but
hilarious.
Thinking back, I don't. I know those moments, and I'll listen back on. It really sounded crazy, but it was okay.
Yeah, it's never as bad as you think it is. Yeah, that moment seems like it's like. It's like when you trip and you fall, it feels like it's taking like a day and your life is flashing before your eyes. But to everyone else, it happened in like a millisecond. Yeah.
Margie and I last night were playing this song, and I played and I introed it, and then like 3 songs later I go, did we play that one? And it was like one of them things, and I'm like, to me it was like, you listen back, it's like, anyways, it's like funny things in life. You're critical about that, there's no worries. We're punch drunk here. It's 7:14 Central Time. Yeah, this is live, the Whomagoo. It's not edited. It's not clipped. It's none of that. It is all mistake. every moment.